I usually end up going to the cinema only twice, maybe 3 times a year, so what an immense novelty that in 2016, within the space of a week, I saw one of the best, and possibly the worst movies I've ever sat through in a cinema. One was Grimsby, and the other was Deadpool. See if you can guess which one I disliked, and don't allow the title of this video or the fact that I own a copy of the awesome-tacular Deadpool cloud your judgment. Oh, Sacha Baron Cohen, 5 movies later and you're still searching for that elusive second joke. Some have hailed him as the Peter Sellers of the 21st century. That is like comparing Roger Moore to Sean Connery. It all depends on how you like your films. Good or shite. I don't really mean that, in regards to his performances, as there's no denying Cohen is just as talented a character actor as Sellers was.
Throw the jewel down the well.
Now, for the benefit of any viewers who have no idea who Sacha Baron Cohen is, he's a British comedian and filmmaker who's come to prominence every few years since the latest millennium for playing very outrageous characters. The uncouth bling-bling Ali G, the lovable reporter from Kazakhstan Borat, gay fashion guru Bruno, and ruthless self-absorbed dictator General Admiral Aladdin.
I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it.
To children, he was the voice of Madagascar's King Julian, and for Simpson fans, he was a very funny part of one of their crappier episodes, The Greatest Story Ever Dode.
Drink water, don't die, it looks bad on me. Come on, shut your face, let's go.
Besides the hook of getting away with saying rude and thoroughly non-PC things under the guise that his work is supposed to be satire, the gimmick that became associated with Cohen is having his characters interact with everyday people, and the occasional celebrity who didn't know the man asking them vulgar questions was a middle-class, half-Israeli, half-Welsh actor. And so 10 years after the massively popular Borat, Sacha Baron Cohen co-created Grimsby, or the Brothers Grimsby if you live in the land of sorcerers rather than philosophers. As with his previous film, Grimsby is not a mockumentary, but is still wrapped in the premise of a naive scumbag doing, saying, and experiencing frankly disgusting things. This is made immediately apparent by opening with him having sex in a mattress shop. Scandalous! The movie gets its title as its lead characters are from the town of Grimsby, located on the edge of the county of Lincolnshire, but despite it being the second thing Cohen's character holds dear to his heart, the film was filmed in another piss-soaked town in England. Nobby is a stereotypical affiliate of the lower class. He is unemployed, never seen without a beer or cigarette in hand, football obsessed, and lives in a council house with his many benefits supplying children, and his obese wife. Nobby is practically perfectly content, as he claims the #1 most important thing in life is family, which is a bit of a shame for him as he hasn't seen or heard from his younger brother in 28 years.
When he comes back, I will have to break it to him that some of his childhood heroes didn't love women as much as we thought they did.
One of his brother's childhood heroes was Elton John. I think that might be implying he liked men a little more than most too. After partaking certain alcoholic beverages doom the pub, Nobby is informed by an acquaintance that his cousin saw our hero's brother. Hang on, the missing brother hasn't been seen since he was a child, nearly 30 years ago. The only way this person would know it was he is if he looks like Nobby, or he still uses the family name Butcher. That's one big nope. We see Sebastian Butcher has grown up to be English Vin Diesel, aka one of MI6's most efficient agents, as demonstrated by a sequence where he pursues some Sid Haig-esque crime boss, which is about as long and meaningful as the parkour chase in Casino Royale. I think Hardcore Henry is gonna sue somebody. The baddie reveals the next target on his syndicate's to-kill list, and so Sebastian Graves' next mission is to keep an eye on the conference she will be hosting in London, which Nobby has come to attend so he can keep an eye out for his long-lost bro.
Agent Graves?
Who's this in my ear?
It's me, and stop flirting.
Excuse me? When did inquiring about a person's identity become categorized as flirting? Do you have the time? Oh, you naughty little agent, you. Listen, Moneypenny, tell me, is it 3 o'clock yet? How dare you, sir? I don't get my knickers off for just any man, you know. Meanwhile, Sacha Baron Cohen is seeking some attention.
Come on.
If you don't find topping a crude gag with an even bigger crude gag, you're likely not a fan of this man's work. The World Cure Organization is fronted by Penelope Cruz, and considering 2016 had her appearing in This Turkey and Zoolander 2, I sure hope Santa Claus got her a new agent for Christmas.
Can you detect any imminent threat, Graves?
Sebastian's eyepiece clearly isn't working properly, as it shows him looking down from the catwalk before he even gets there. He soon deduces that one of the cameramen is in fact an assassin, and is about to disable it by fighting bullets with bullets, when Nobby, who was the only member of the audience to notice him, gives him a poorly timed hug. Two things. One, that man in no way resembles himself 30 years younger in order for Nobby to recognise him from 30 metres away. And two, is this lowlife seriously so stupid that he'd walk up to and hug a man clutching an Uber gun? The bullet strikes a boy with AIDS, causing his blood to fly into the mouth of Daniel Radcliffe and David Tennant's love child.
It's me.
Nobby.
Oh, my brother.
The assassin activates the hidden gun and shoots the second man in a suit from the left.
I will remember you.
Sir, we have confirmation. Graves took the shot.
Graves!
But of course, Ian McShane isn't going to immediately jump to the conclusion that his best agent is a traitor. Is he?
Activate Chilcot.
That sounds rather ominous. Just what is this Chilcot? A baby's bed with bars. Okay. Sebastian fights off the security and legs it, followed in saggy pursuit by his brother. Even Johnny English wouldn't have done something that dumb.
The ankle shattered.
No, really? A mere broken ankle after you voluntarily plummeted onto concrete?
Because of you, the head of the World Health Organization is dead and Harry Potter has AIDS. You managed to do in 3 seconds what Voldemort failed to do in 8 movies.
Voldemort was trying to give Harry Potter AIDS?
And this is rapid bone calcifier. Fills the fractures in my ankle.
Why? What happened to your ankle?
You fell on it.
Right, his fall broke your ankle, not your fall onto solid pavement. Sebastian phones Moneypenny because, yeah, MI6 totally wouldn't have set a tracker to monitor his phone by now, and it's a good thing she's the only person at the James Bond factory with an IQ and knows he didn't kill the head of the World Health Organization, because, as his eyepiece would have shown, at the time he was shot, Sebastian was staring at Goofy.
I've got the perfect place for you to hide.
There must be some kind of way out of here. Say the joker to the thief.
Nope, it's off home to Essex. Oh, sorry, I mean Grimsby.
Cause my bitch is a big fat bitch, she's the biggest bitch in the whole wide world. She's a stupid bitch and everyone's a bitch.
Could be worse. They could be letting it watch this film. Or Tim Burton's Alice in Wonderland.
Jason.
He's just...
All right, I've got 11 kids, all right? It's not easy to remember them all.
Great ad-lib, kid.
There's you as a kid.
Thanks, genius. You know, they had mirrors back in the 1980s. Flashback time, as we see that as children, the Butcher brothers were little darling...
Fuck off!
shits. My apologies, boys. I hope I didn't offend you.
Those words are
During his brother's slideshow of London pubs and rehashed jokes, Sebastian notices that, as well as a murderer, the assassin's hobbies include photobombing.
Answer it.
Yes, sir.
Does Moneypenny need her boss's approval to wipe her arse before she does so?
Find out who that is.
And how am I going to do that?
Figure it out.
Being a dick to the only person who can help clear your name is always a good idea. Then Nobby's wife waddles in, and the joke is she's a disgustingly horny skank. But it's unconventional because she's fat. Then again, this is Britain, so saying fat people are unconventional these days isn't quite accurate. Then again, this actress is Australian.
Don't worry, that didn't come out my bum. But that one did.
Nobby promises to take his brother to a dimly lit location where nobody will know his name. So of course he takes him to the local pub.
Welcome home.
Ricky Tomlinson is in this movie? Oh, God, Ricky Tomlinson's in this movie. Someone in here stinks of tea and monkey feces.
That's me! I get it!
Johnny Vegas, who would have thought you'd be cast to play a sluggish slob? Then Peter Capaldi's brother, Mr. Childcott, arrives, with a crack team of Green Lanterns.
See those blokes out there?
You delay them, I promise I'll burn your school down for you.
Come on!
When in doubt, pass the buck onto the younger, fitter, more gullible generation. It's what helped us win World War I. Eventually.
Excuse me, sir.
Excuse me, sir.
They could have just sent these blubbers into battle. I doubt bullets and body armour would have any effect against their triple chins. Nobby and Sebastian... Okay, I can't be bothered saying Sebastian anymore. Nobby and Seabass escape to the local conveniently empty warehouse.
The ankle's shattered.
Worse than that, one of the hitmen hits Seabass with a poisonous dart.
The poison from this dart is not sucked from your testicles. Within the next 15 seconds, you shall die.
So what's going to happen?
You're going to die.
You know what? I'll give Sacha Baron Cohen a point for creativity. You could have very easily had him have to suck on his brother's penis, but instead he has to suck on his brother's testicle. Satire! Yummy. OMG, the assassin was Ryan Reynolds all along. Doop-de-doo, Deadpool is a very overrated film. According to this tosser. But look!
Find them and kill them.
Homophobe. Excuse me, but what happened to Childcott's men and Childcott himself? Were they all scared away by the Bass Street kids?
I found the assassin. He's on his way to South Africa.
On the hunt for Assassin Reynolds, the butcher boys stow away in crates of fish, and once in South Africa, steal a motorbike.
You're under arrest!
Before going to crash a rendezvous with the assassin and his mutadin dealer, Seabass tops himself up with, I guess, that shattered bone healing stuff, so I guess he really did sprain his ankle again at the fish factory, but whoopsie daisy, he injects himself with heroin that Nobby had just bought.
You can't do a secret mission on heroin.
And so, with help from Moneypenny, Nobby gets spied up. How unlike Sacha Baron Cohen to play an arrogant prat. Though I'm not sure if the locals were praising him or the lens flares. That evening, okay, that afternoon, 000's mission is to seduce Linda Smith to find out what her husband sold the assassin.
She's wearing a green dress and she's absolutely gorgeous. I've got to go.
I'll just leave this situation in your established, capable hands. So get this, because Nobby is a knob who thinks the obeser the better. Not that there's anything wrong with being fat, just, you know, think of the poor pallbearers. He thinks that Linda Smit is the maid, and the maid is Linda Smit. And to add even more hilarious heights, he blocks the toilet with a poo, and when he describes its immense size to Linda, she thinks he is talking about his penis. It took 15 years, but we finally got to see a glimpse of the fourth adventure of Austin Powers, which really this film could have very easily been.
You're the most beautiful thing to ever walk the Lord's green earth.
Getting signals from Graves' lens, sir.
Sadly, Ian McShane and we also get slightly more than a glimpse of Mama Two Shoes' Kimmel.
Why is that funny?
Because in Kazakhstan, a Kimmel mean a lady's vagine.
Did someone order crabs?
Under the sea.
Thanks to Nobby's persuasion techniques and Seabass's loaded gun, Linda confesses that her husband sold the assassin, who is working for a terrorist organisation called Maelstrom, a virus. Not the dreaded norovirus! It causes fire from both ends! Either him or Oscar Pistorius. Oh, come on, they're in South Africa. Ah, not my fucking ankle again.
I meant to miss. I meant to miss. I meant to miss.
And now for the pinnacle of Sacha Baron Cohen's screenwriting career. The brothers hide inside an elephant's vagina, but things take a whimsical turn when the exit is blocked by a gigantic throbbing cock. Well, I think I've seen just about everything when I see an elephant orgy. When I see an elephant's cunt. They would have shot the first elephant in the penis to frighten it away, but the last thing they needed was Peter chasing them on top of MI6 and the terrorists. By the way, this scene was set up earlier when Nobby let his children watch a documentary that stated how large mother elephants' uteruses are. Such foreshadowing! Much why! Now that's over, it's time for some seriousness, as through another flashback we learn Nobby abandoned his 6-year-old brother on a train leaving Grimsby, because the couple who wanted to adopt them only wanted one son, and after hearing Stephen Mangan say that people who live in Grimsby shall, and I quote, have no future, Nobby decides the best thing to do is basically kick his baby brother out of town. Just a few questions about all that claptrap. What if Seabass had been the one the couple wanted to adopt? And did they actually adopt the one who was left? They were clearly oozing upper middle class, so I find it hard to believe Nobby became the man he did by living with them and their cash. Or did he run away to the town he already lived in, rather than going back to the foster home?
I think our penises just fist bumped.
They take a shot in the dark that the terrorists are going to detonate their virus bomb during the World Cup final, which is taking place in Chile. Travelling via drug plane, they arrive and... Wait, you've been pretty damn far-fetched up till now, movie, but do you seriously expect us to believe that England could make it to the finals of the World Cup? Once Johnny Vegas and Rebel Wilson make their obnoxious presences known, Seabass sprints away and is captured by our favourite assassin.
Ooh, I'm after someone on my naughty list. Did I leave the stove on?
That was easy.
Chasing after them, Nobby thinks he finds the car, which of course he hasn't, as it turns out to be a spa, of course, and during a fight with a bum waxer, he gets his face covered in glue, and, of course, gets glued to a naked man's privates. Was this co-written by Tom Green? The bad guy turns out to be Penelope Cruz. Her plan isn't just to genocide innocent football fans, it's to genocide some of the biggest senseless wastes of human life, who just so happen mostly to be football fans. Well, As long as it just affects people like Nobby and his mates. Okay, poison away. I mean, oh no, that would be a terrible thing. No, I don't. By turning his neck, Seabass activates a tracking device that Nobby accidentally shot him with after they escaped the police earlier. Armed with 2 empty pint glasses, seriously, and a pair of startling mutton chops, ooh, Nobby infiltrates the villain's hideout and has a showdown with Scott Adkins. Well, he's dead by the end of this scene, so it only seems fair that I use his real name once.
That was my plan all along.
Gotta get one of these for the kids.
It's funny because... Meanwhile, despite Cruz ordering one henchman to kill him and then leave the room, Seabass is still alive. So how did he get out of this one? He literally talks the henchman out of killing him because he sees that he is hesitant to do so, because the man has never killed anyone before. What marvellously contrived bollocks!
This killing business is a right laugh, isn't it?
They arrive as the match is underway, and since it would apparently take too long to run along the side of the stadium to reach Penelope Cruz, they opt to disrupt the match and cause as much attention to themselves as possible by running across the pitch, just like when they were kids. Only this time they have help from a tribe of scumbumbadills. And Ricky Thomason.
Bloody hell, Nobby, we are scum!
Well, you are, Pete. You're a registered sex offender.
You failed! Conveniently cutting out a few stages of their battle, they fight off her suits and chase her until she stops. Maybe now you'll tell us what you did with that voodoo doll of Jack Sparrow.
Meet the head of the biggest crime syndicate in the world.
What, she runs FIFA?
Topical.
This is the final battle.
Nobby shoots the ball into the goal so England win, yippee. Then the little sod from earlier knocks out Penelope Cruz before she can detonate the detonator. Then Childcott is about to finally kill Seabass, but gets killed thanks to the Bash Street Kids, meaning his whole character was completely fucking pointless. And then Cruz reveals she can take a snooker ball to the face pretty well and activates the fireworks. You do realise how offensive you're being by having so many English flags on screen for this long. You could at least wave some Union Jacks, you Sassenach bastards.
The virus is in the tip of the firework. It would need to explode within a contained environment to stop it spreading.
And so the brothers Grimsby sacrifice themselves by sticking 2 rockets containing the virus up their arses.
This is falling with...
Upon landing, Nobby triggers a shot which strikes David Radcliffe and whose blood spurt infects a cardboard cutout of Donald Trump with AIDS. They got an unconvincing lookalike of Daniel Radcliffe but didn't do the same with Trump. Why not get Jimmy Fallon to play the part? Not because I like his portrayals of Trump, but I think Jimmy Fallon is about as funny as AIDS, so there'd be a symbolic factor. Anyway, despite plummeting 60 foot and shattering both his ankles, Seabass and Nobby are doing okay under the gaping circumstances. They even avoided being infected by the deadly virus thanks to all the elephant sperm their innards are still coated in. And so they all live happily ever after, with one final word of wisdom from the knobhead.
Family. It's the greatest gift in life.
What absolute horseshit.
You know what else matters? A film with a coherent plot containing a lead character who isn't an unlovable asshole. While I liked rather than loved most of Cohen's previous work, this one really makes me take a step back and question whether his gross-out style was all that funny to begin with. More than likely his time has come and gone. For filmmaking, I mean, or at least these types of movies, as he still has his talent as a character actor. The problem with comedy reviews is that the subject of humour is very broad. For example, I like the original Pink Panther sequels because they make me laugh, and I find myself getting invested in its characters. Do they have coherent plots? Not really. Are there scenes that I skip because I find them as captivating as clocks? Yes. Would they be easy to poke holes in and ridicule should I wish to do so? You bet your minky on it.
You said minky.
That is correct, yes.
My point is, if you found Grimsby funny and got invested in its character's story, okie dokie. I myself was mildly amused at times, but there's no denying that a cheap laugh is a cheap laugh. And surely more work could have been done here, unless that's not the type of movie Sacha Baron Cohen wanted to make. As for the seaman, there's funny, fairly funny, and then there's why. In conclusion, this is Jeffrey Kitsch saying, I did not enjoy this film because it was lacking in Ricky Tomlinson. Bye!
The rapist.